Remember how a couple of months back, Candace Owens started making bank off of conspiracy theories surrounding Charlie Kirk's death? Then she met with Erika Kirk, and in her following episode, not Charlie, sorry, Charlie's dead. Candace Owens said, "Oh, that was all a joke. Haha, we're not going to bother them anymore, etc., etc. You know, no deep state conspiracy here, and so on." Whatever behind the scenes truce they had has apparently died because Candace Owens has leaked what was presumably shared with her by a tpusa employee, a internal Zoom call within TPUSA from 9/16/25, thank you, text, of Erika Kirk just 11 days after his death. Really, really, really funny stuff here. I mean, like, truly astonishing. It's nice to know that all of the memes that people have put out making fun of her for not giving a about Charlie Kirk's death are completely substantiated, you know?
There you go.
Oh, look at all the thumbs up. Look how cute that is. Sorry, this is a little bit more informal than probably Charlie would be reacting. How sweet.
It's 5 days after? Is the 11 days after thing her referring to, like, the future memorial?
I didn't know they could do that. I hate Zoom. I never liked Zoom. Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to say first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys as much as it is for our family.
11 days is the audio only one. Okay. So there are two. There's an audio only one where she's gleefully talking about the sales numbers from his memorial, and this one is merely 5 days after his assassination. Gotcha.
You guys lost not only a boss, but someone that you looked up to, someone that you believed in his mission, that you also that you loved. You loved listening to his show. You loved hearing his wisdom on things. I'm sure some of you have also had very personal moments of where you sat down and
had private conversations with him. I want you all to hold on to those. And I want you all to remember those so deeply. I want you to journal about them. I want you to be able to tell your kids about them. I want you to put those in your heart as why you're still here with the Turning Point USA family, because that's what we want. And like I said to our small group after whatever day that was that I did the thing on TV, how many days are still rounded Friday. I told the team, I said, Turning Point USA will continue like my husband always wanted.
It's like she started bubbly and then she went, "Oh fuck, I need to actually sound sad." Yeah, but she sounds sad like it's like the team leader hosting a group call because somebody got sick and she's asking everyone to sign their get well card, you know? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I get, like, in a way, this is not at all uncommon. It's very obvious that what Erika and Charlie Kirk had was akin to the political marriages of the old world aristocracy, which is like no love was involved, purely like mutual political benefit. Charlie needed like a trad wife, some blonde woman to have children with, and she's always been looking for a ladder up. Like there have been multiple attempts on her part to stardom. She was in TV shows and beauty pageants. So yeah, it was purely like a mutual. For all I know, Charlie was gay, right? Because they always are, right? Crazy stuff.
And it'll be bigger than ever. And we're going to honor him by doing that. We're going to stay humble.
Gonna carry the flame.
We're going to work hard because that's what he would want. And we're going to just make it grow. And we're going to keep our eyes fixed on heaven. And, you know, like even Stacey said, he's going to find ways to speak to us. And he's going to speak to you in different ways. Every person's going to be different, but you'll get little moments where you're like, okay, Charlie, I see you. It might be here on campus. It might be in quiet moments of the night, but he's here and he's more alive than ever. And he's going to guide us. Then we just have to remain humble. But again, what I told the team was, I will fight like hell to make sure that all of you have a job here. I don't want anyone to think the job's in jeopardy. Because
truly insane that, like, even just for optics reasons, they wouldn't have anybody else do this internal call. Like, she's literally just the wife of the CEO. There's no reason at all why she has to be the one to take over internal operations or start promising people the continuation of their jobs or whatever. Like, that's insane. Even if that's something that she could eventually do, like, but like 5 days later, yeah, you'd think they'd have anyone else, so the CFO, just literally anyone, be doing this rather than her.
It's your family. If you choose to leave, that's different. I never will, and I promise you, I will make sure that I never allow a point to where you have to leave because we cannot financially afford you. And that is a promise. I want our family to stay together the best it can. Obviously, circumstances, there's unforeseen things that might pop up here and there that we can't foresee in the future. But for right now, the way things are, I would like to remain if they are status quo. And I think that's the best thing to do. And everything else we can worry about later. But I just want to let you know that you guys are all very loved. I'm very proud of you. And Charlie would be, I think Charlie's just...
The crying timing tells it all. She didn't cry when talking about Charlie. She cried when talking about the business failing. If they couldn't pay employees. Yeah. Seriously. Like, it's PR crying. You know what I mean? It's HR crying.
I'm trying not to say that he's obviously celebrating in heaven amongst so many things, but he's so proud of all of you.
It's fucking, it's dystopian, man. And this is not a religious thing, okay? All right? My entire extended family is Christian. I promise you that believing in an afterlife does not make you act like this, okay? Like, fucking 2 seconds after your, relative unexpectedly dies, you're speaking as the, like, fucking pontiff on earth on their behalf, you know?
And he's so proud of all of you for keeping this mission alive. And he knows that you can do it. That's why you're hired. And he knows that you will be able to carry the torch. And he knows that you're going to do a great job. And you're going to be able to, even though days are going to be tough, honestly, the nights are the hardest. Mornings are pretty raw too. But just what I've noticed these past several days.
We all have this media of clever psychopaths who can flawlessly mimic facial expressions. It's so weird to see this one who's genuinely terrible at it. Yeah, that's kind of a good point. I don't think she's any more evil or duplicitous than basically everyone in her social and political circle. It's more like she's just not good. Like, they're all sociopaths, right? It's just some of them are better at pantomiming the way people are supposed to act than others. And she's just on the far spectrum of that.
If I didn't have the family, the Turning Point USA family with me, all of you, I would be a disaster. I mean, I would be in fetal position 24/7. But the fact that we have a continued mission to look forward to, and we have our family, it's everything. And some of you, this is your chosen family. And just rely and lean on each other. That's huge. Leaning on each other is huge because all of you were together prior to this and we'll be together after this. And everything, and I told Justin, it's going to be something where everything before September 10th, any email you were working on, any project you were working on.
I never really considered it before, but the right wing really can't have martyrs because they don't believe it. No, genuinely, yeah. Like, even if there was something for which you would expect, like, Charlie Kirk should have been their martyr. But Charlie Kirk has genuinely elicited less of an emotional reaction from their side, a political operative who was assassinated in front of everyone in broad daylight, than the murder of Renee Good or Alex Preddy. No joke. Like, Renee Good and Alex Preddy, obviously not like political operatives, whatever, but that's the point. They were random people and they were killed by the government, and they have moved the needle so much more. The needle was not moved to the right because of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I think that in large part is because it became a joke to everyone days after he died, not even because Charlie Kirk was evil and the world is like morally better without him, obviously, but because everyone on the right was so desperate to immediately grift off his death, including his own wife. Like, if they don't take his life seriously, why the fuck should we? Like, how can you maintain a culture of silence and discipline and like this like pageantry of grief around his death when on the right, all of them are acting like fucking clowns over it 24/7. Like, clearly no one gives a shit, especially his wife. So how can they hold on to that? Meanwhile, the opposite's the case with Renee Good and Alex Preddy. People actually do care that they died because they were just, They were just normal people killed by the state for no reason.
Is it's not that it's irrelevant now. It's just things have changed, obviously. And the mission has gotten deeper, and the mission will grow deeper. But like,
I want to know who was pulling the strings behind the scenes to get her to do this internal call, by the way. Like, you know that this was not received well because at least one tpusa employee recorded it and then sent it over to Candace Owens. So, you know, there's that. But like, she did not of her own volition do this. Clearly somebody wanted the employees at Turning Point USA to know that they would still have a job and the org would not be collapsing after Charlie Kirk's death. So them pitching her in to do this, I have no idea why they'd do that.
I just want all of you to know, we will be wise stewards. We will be vigilant. We will be humble. And I just want you to know that, again, I'm with you. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. And we're going to make sure that we honor my husband so well that this whole world knows what his vision was and will be. And
I honestly can't see any string pulling here. Why wouldn't we believe her ego's large enough to do it? Because she thought it was a good idea. Because she is powerless in the grand scheme of things. Like Charlie, again, you have to understand that like their social circle does not operate the way that ours do. They are controlled by capital. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound conspiratorial. What I mean to say is like none of these ghouls say or do anything without it being backed by some moneyed interest. They don't have any independent interests or beliefs or drives. Everything is just a byproduct of a coordinated propaganda campaign. And she doesn't really have the like autonomous power. My belief is that she was almost immediately, if not before Charlie's death, seized by an intelligence apparatus and used as a mouthpiece. The fact that one of the first things she did after Charlie died was go and talk to Barry Weiss on CBS and talk about how like every American should die for Israel. I know that's very Candace Owens-y, like conspiracy-wise, but what are you supposed to do with that, man? What are you supposed to do with that? Have a town hall at CBS and some guy, some like the father of one of the hostages at the Gaza Strip stands up and talks about Israel, and she spends like 5 minutes talking about how it's the God ordained duty of every good Christian to defend the state of Israel. It's just insane shit, you know. It sounds conspiratorial to us, but like the God's honest truth, like it's all money circulating behind the scenes of these people. I really hope at some point when like Woke 2 comes around and these people are scrambling back to us, we get a full breakdown of like how often these people are reached out to. If you're somebody big like Charlie Kirk was, or Tim Pool or whatever, I guarantee you that like everything these people are saying is being carefully like controlled or at least guided through messaging. You get me? Didn't Charlie not even like Israel when he was actually alive? Well, no, none of them really like Israel. Charlie was a Nazi. He was an anti-Semite. But he was willing to defend Israel because it towed the party line. Whether or not he ever would have shifted over on that, I mean, I don't really know. I guess it depends on how much money people offered him.
it's just, I feel so blessed and honored. And we
hello,
just,
Candace.
do our best to continue to make Turning Point USA the behemoth that he wanted it to be, this massive thing. And it is, and that's why we have to stay humble. But I just want you guys to stay in prayer. And if you guys do need anything, please reach out to whoever you know to reach out to.
So you think his separation of himself and Groyper types was for what? Just to be pro-Israel? To an extent, yeah. I think there was never much of an ideological divide between Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk. Nick Fuentes wanted to be like a maverick who played into spectacle and outrage to like get the dissident right on his side, and Charlie Kirk wanted to stay in with like the official party line. But fundamentally, I think their positions were almost identical, basically the same ideology. It's possible that given enough time, Charlie Kirk would have shifted. Right now, I think Nick Fuentes is shifting, by the way. Nick Fuentes has been making a bizarre variety of statements, like defending Epstein or saying that Israel has nothing to do with ICE, even though we know there are financial ties overlapping between American security and surveillance surveillance in Israel. And stuff like that makes me think that he's trying to like carve up a little bit of space here. Like, you know, basically you can be an anti-Semite without going on about Israel all the time, or Epstein or whatever, which is a crazy line to draw, but I don't know. There's a lot of money up for grabs on that side, dude. A lot of money. So much fucking money.
And pray with one another, be there with one another, be soft with one another. Everyone grieves differently. So if someone's acting weird, don't read into that. Weddings and funerals bring out the weirdest side in people. Just anyone who's been married knows that. And so don't read into that. Just love on each other. And if there's anything or anyone who tries to divide your team or you, or that's just the enemy, and just rebuke it. And know that there's a bigger mission at hand. And again, you guys are all very loved, and I feel very honored, and I'm grateful for all of you.
Did Nick really defend Epstein? I saw a clip of him calling it a chat, but it was a joke. Normalizing pedophilia is a big part of the right-wing project. It's always been like a core component of the broader neo-Nazi propaganda platform. So inevitably, like, yeah, it would trend in that direction. It's not the first time Nick's made statements in that direction. It's super performative because, as we all know, Nick isn't into women of any age. But his audience is made up of like really, really angsty 14-year-olds. So he has to like lean into that for, I guess, what's the reverse of optics? for the optics, but for bad people? I don't know.
So I just wanted to take some time to hop on and share with you my condolences. I wish I could help all of you. But again, the fact that there's a lot of them in the office on today, the fact that a lot of you guys are here in office, that's what he would. It's the mission. He
Jesus Christ.
doesn't want you to just be sitting on the couch alone in your room. He wants you to, obviously, I mean, we will all.
I'm in touch with my deceased husband's spirit, and I can tell you with confidence that the number one thing that he would have wanted would have been high attendance for this all hands HR meeting. He's smiling up there in heaven, you know? He's high-fiving Jesus Christ, looking down at the high attendance numbers on the Zoom call.
But he would want you to build. And so that's what we'll do. We'll have a sword in one hand, and we'll have a hammer in the other person to build. Okay? I love you all. Deep breaths. Usha, I just wanted to share this with you all. I asked her when we were on the tarmac. I said, I don't know how to get through this. And she said, you know, when you're on an airplane, and some of you have kids who will really relate to this, others that don't, you've been on a plane with kids, so you can also relate to this. But she said, when you're on an airplane and you're 15 minutes before landing and the kids are going crazy, and you have 15 minutes left on the plane, and they're throwing their toys and they're screaming, and you're thinking to yourself, am I going to make it through these next 15 minutes? And then the plane lands. And Usha said, you're going to make it through those next 15 minutes. And the next 15 minutes.
What?
And so I just want to share that with you because it was a very private moment.
What?
But it gave me some peace to know that we can just do this 15 minutes at a time. So if that means at work when you're feeling a little bit stop, take those 15 minutes and you'll be okay. We're all going to be okay. I love you guys. Have a great meeting. Is there anything else to feel that you guys are loved? Love this little film with all the birds. It's so cute. So sweet. God bless you all.
She's not crying even a little bit here, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Soulless. Yeah, there's one other clip. The one from the 11 days after her death. Hello, Candace. I'm so glad this truce fell apart. Just audio only.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million?
Over.
You guys, that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the events team.
Yeah, to be clear, the event that she's referring to here is his memorial. It was the event that was supposed to be his memorial, but then they had like the fireworks and the whole thing turned into a political rally, like immediately. That's the event they're referring to here. I cannot overstate to you how psychotic it is that the deep state or the powers that be, whatever you want to call it, you know, decided that she should be the person to lead the comms following Charlie Kirk's assassination. Like, that there was no point in even pretending to have her mourn for a bit. You know? Like she could show up at the memorial and offer like 15 seconds of teary, you know, thanks to everyone and say Charlie would have been so happy to see so many people at his memorial, blah, blah, blah. And then she could walk off. No, she's going to run the whole fucking thing. She's going to be there from the beginning to the end, just like loud, happy, face looking high and forward, nonstop. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
The development team, the graphic design team, the production team, it's just phenomenal. Their incredible work of leading into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband. And honestly, I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are breathing angels, and I'm so grateful for all of you. And
the fucked up thing, I don't even remember the memorial as a distinct event because it was indistinguishable from literally any other conservative event. It was indistinguishable from a Trump rally or from CPAC, right? It's exactly the same. Just a big Trump rally where you have some of the big voices come out and talk for a bit. There's nothing interesting about it, you know? Yeah, just a tpusa rally. There was nothing memorial about it. It didn't feel any more memorial than anything else.
A huge thank you to the Mosaic team. VI, you guys are 10 out of 10. Like we have the most incredible team. We just do. And you guys know that, and you guys are all a part of that. And I am so thankful. And if you do have a moment and you run into any of those staff members that you know had a role in this, and you know that they put a lot of their time and effort into it, just say thank you. There's something really special to be seen in moments like this, and it's not easy. I'm speaking from experience. I'm right in the trenches with you guys. And so the fact that you just, a simple thank you. I don't care if any of you have beef with each other from the past or have any issues with someone said something about this or that. Like, if you guys have any of that, please put it to rest. My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead. And it puts life into perspective of how short life is and relationships, and God puts people in your life for a reason, and it teaches you a lesson, it teaches them a lesson. So if you are going through a time where...
Incredible.
Just lay it to rest, and we...
Oh, why'd I cut off here? Well, if somebody pulls up the other half of the audio, I'll play it, but I can't find it just scrolling through. Not a lot of reposting on this one. Deep State doesn't want you to see it, sorry. Does she even love her kids? None of these people love their children or love anything or anyone. They're all some kind of psychologically damaged. Trump doesn't care about his kids. Charlie, Erika, they don't care about their kids. They don't, like, I promise you, there's nothing there. Here's the Candace clip with the other half. Sure.
The employees are working 20-hour days, but also their founder, Charlie, was publicly assassinated less than 2 weeks ago. You got to address that, and you're going to hear her address that.
If you do need additional time off, please talk to your director about using paid time off for that. And again, it's not easy, but again, grief is hard. Otherwise, honestly, Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, full steam ahead, you guys. We have, Charlie would want us to get back to work, and that's what we're doing. And that's what we did with the memorial. And I'm so...
Charlie Kirk would want you to use your PTO to grieve the assassination of our CEO and founder. And also, he would be so happy if you didn't do that and actually just continue to work. Charlie Kirk told me that he doesn't want you guys using sick days on Fridays or Mondays. Like, come on, guys. We know that you're just trying to extend the weekend. You just don't want to go back to work. You want to get to the weekend early. I know that. And what Charlie Kirk definitely wanted was for you guys to not abuse, like, paid overtime, you know, basically. Like, make sure, like, you know, we know what you're doing. If you want to take extra hours, if you need to take extra hours, then that's one thing. But if you're doing it just to get the time and a half, like, just we're going to start cutting your hours.
Honored and proud of each and every one of you, because that's what we're going to do in his honor and in his name.
His name.
We have so much to do, which is exciting. Charlie.
Hi, chat. I'm late. Did Vosh already talk about the new Pretty video 11 days before being unalived? Never say unalived to my chat. I swear, I can't stand that bizarre Orwellian newspeak self-censorship that permeates online culture now because the Israeli app TikTok has arbitrary censorship standards, okay?
Heaven is like, you guys thought you had a busy schedule, then just you wait. We have 300,000 new donors. That is a blessing in itself. Again, not normal. All God. I think we have 50,000 plus hat orders to fulfill. It's weird to say I'm excited. I really hesitate saying that. It's really hard for me to say that. It's a really weird thing to say, but I think it comes from a space of peace, knowing that God's using this and we're humbly witnessing the gospel in real time.
I don't know what to say. She doesn't want to say she's happy. I don't want to say I'm happy, but where it comes from, let me explain the happiness that I feel. It comes from peace because we're witnessing the gospel in real time. All of this makes my skin crawl. It genuinely makes my skin crawl. So basically what the employees said to me was that they got onto this call and everyone's exhausted, everyone's been working, they pull off this massive memorial. And then there's kind of this approach where it's like, well, if you guys need paid time off, like Charlie's in heaven dancing, wanting you to work harder. He's just up there.
He's up there saying Shabbat Shalom.
Like, you better work.
Shabbat Shalom.
You can use your paid
PTO.
time off that you have earned, by the way, if you need to grieve more. But imagine you're the employee and you're like, okay, well, this is his wife saying this. So am I weird? Would I be like, I would be pretty weird if I needed to take time off and his wife is saying she's full steam ahead. That's the mentality that they had. Like, how are we supposed, like, are we weird for wanting to?
This is the world they want for all of us, by the way. Conservatives want a world that's as bizarre and inhuman and insincere and plastic as this for everyone. They want to inflict it on us because that's how they feel about their world. I hate the Antichrist. You are not getting me.
Grieve? Is that not the vibe? How can we take paid time off when Erika, his wife, is saying full steam ahead?
She's trying to Christify Chucky Boy. Well, it obviously didn't work. I think the turnaround for Woke 2 was when it became totally normal to make fun of Charlie Kirk's death. There was this really funny turning point. You know those like Kira Won't Miss style grifter accounts on Twitter where they lean conservative because they're run by like marginally right-wing Indians who are looking for blue check farm money, but they just shift with the tides because they don't really care. You know, like initially a bunch of those accounts were like, how dare you make fun of Charlie Kirk? He was murdered. But a week later, they were posting like AI Kirkified memes, basically. That for me was the turning point for Woke 2. That was the opportunity for their Reichstag fire, for their martyrdom. And they can't do it because they're all soulless demons who don't believe in a thing. They can never win because they're not capable of replicating the emotions they're trying to play off of. Spiritually, they're all like that guy who stole blood-spattered merch after Kirk got shot. God, that shit is funny. This genuinely like one of the like generational 2025 top videos.
Is your boy on TikTok? There was just a gunshot at Charlie Kirk. We're in Utah. There's a gunfire. This is not a joke. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. It's your boy Elder TikTok.
Just the like taking a pause to do the like fuckboy tooth lick. Like check in the self cam, you know. God, he's so fucking funny, dude. Oh my, this performance, it really is. It's so good. It's actually so good.
It's your boy Elder TikTok. There was just a gunfire in Utah. This is not a drill. There is a gunfire in Utah. Shots fired here in Utah. This is not a joke. Charlie Kirk, Elder TikTok, Mormon Central, Utah. There was a gun that just fired off here at Charlie Kirk. I am not playing with y'all. Hey, make sure you go to church on Sunday. Read the Book of Mormon. This is not a drill. I'm not playing with y'all. Hey, Jesus is Lord. Jesus will protect you. Jesus is your savior, bro. I'm not even lying. Make sure you subscribe to Elder TikTok on Instagram.
The funniest part is that this is his genuine personality. It's not an act. It's just how right-wingers behave now. I've always said, in order to be a right-wing propagandist, you either need to believe in nothing or you need to be deeply mentally ill. And every single one of them's on a spectrum between those two things. And it's really easy to identify like where they are too. Michael Knowles believes in nothing. Matt Walsh believes in nothing. Jordan Peterson, deeply mentally ill. Right? Like it's the back and forth thing. Jesse Waters believes in nothing. Ben Shapiro, actually a tough one because the stuff that he does believe in has more to do with like himself than it does his political positions. But I'd call him 50-50. Can you elaborate on how somebody arrives at a place where they genuinely believe nothing? Well, for people like Erika Kirk, they have actual psychiatric issues. The parts of your brain that allow you to empathize with other people are not like, I guess they are kind of innate to the human condition in the sense that like most people have them. But there are various, I think the medical term is like antisocial personality disorder or something like that. Like psychopathy is no longer an accepted term in the practice, but like that, a lot of them do fall in that category. And you find it like if you learn anything about their private lives. Like for example, RFK Jr. You look at his personal life; it's a nightmare ruin of monstrous behavior. A lot of them are like that too, where like him documenting his affairs, and then his wife kills himself. So it's like a lot of stuff like that. Like these people are not they do not have the mental faculties to like feel bad about these things. In a lot of cases it's probably like a trauma response, like they had a really shitty dad growing up or whatever and it fucked them up. But I don't care. It doesn't matter. There's no sympathy for these monsters. But it is like important to note that a lot of them are cognitively deficient in that way. To an extent, like they're all on that spectrum, right? Like most of the big right-wing grifters, like they're all abnormal in that respect. But you shouldn't take this as like an excuse for their behavior or whatever. If anything, it means they're literally like ontologically worse than us. They actually don't have the brain that you would need to be a signee of the social contract. It's pretty bad. They got soup brain. Conservatism is a mental illness. This is something that you say, like, ironically to be edgy when you're 12, and then at a certain point in your education, you're like, that's not true, material conditions, but eventually you come back around to it. It is true. It's informed simplicity. The mental faculties or the conditions or the, I guess, like the presumptions that you have to arrive at in order to buy into this movement align heavily with a wide variety of psychiatric problems, whether that be like some kind of antisocial personality disorder or genuine schizophrenia, right? I mean, a great example is like, fuck, I'm blanking. How am I blanking? Kanye West. How many famous people are you aware of who have had like a very public psychotic episode and then become like loud, ardent communists? Not a huge number, to be honest with you. On the other hand, this like very rapid deterioration of the mind being associated with reactionary tendencies like neo-Nazism, that's a lot more common. You probably have a relative who's done some version of this, like an older person who's developed Alzheimer's or dementia, and then as their mind goes, they get more paranoid and more like xenophobic. They get more like delusional in their worries about the world. a lot of the conservative emotional states are just heavily associated with various kinds of brain damage. And I think it should be uncontroversial to say this. It's not edgy, it's factually true and backed by research. The conservatives have more developed parts of the brain that respond to things like fear and disgust,